Hey guys, this is ggurface with another match between MaDFroG and LiquidTLO. MaDFroG is playing as the red Zerg on the upper right hand corner, and LiquidTLO is playing in the lower right hand corner as Terran and yellow. Let's talk a little bit about this map. This map is called Delta Quadrant. There is 4 players on this map, but it's very unusual in that there is a total of 16 bases. As you can see, this is the main base. Attached to the main base, there is a destructible debris. This is a very easy to get expansion, but there is a little high ground on the ledge here that you can drop stuff off. Each player also has a high yield expansion blocked by destructible debris and also a natural expansion. This is kind of weird. So each player can actually get up to 4 bases relatively easily. There is a tower in the middle that is smoked, and we'll see now what each players are doing. LiquidTLO is putting down a supply depot as its front entrance, and MaDFroG is going to be scouting in the correct or the wrong direction. We'll see very soon. This map is a little bit strange because it was not playable in beta, and when I first started playing it, I did not know what to do. I didn't know which expansion to expand to. There was a lot of pros and cons of each, but ultimately it's up to the individual player to decide which one to do. For Protoss, it's pretty nice because you can get a pretty safe expansion inside your base virtually with the same one choke point. As we see that MaDFroG is scouting out with his drone, and he is scouting in the correct direction, he'll see a supply depot and he'll know that the Terran base is here. And we'll see, and he does decide to go for his natural expansion directly right outside his base, I think. And LiquidTLO, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He's putting down a command center, very quick expand inside his base, even before the first barracks. This is very unconventional, but maybe it is conventional for this sort of map. I think LiquidTLO is now sending out his SCV, maybe one SCV to scout. But MaDFroG catches this command center going up, and now he's harassing the SCV that's building it, forcing him to bring over additional SCVs to try to catch this one drone. So like I said, this is a very unconventional map, and we're gonna probably be in for some unconventional play, as it is not unusual. I mean, it is not usual for players to put down their first command center before their barracks. Here we see SCV harassing a little bit, almost harassing, not quite doing anything, just sitting there for a bit and chilling, and then he dies. The spawning pool is going down for the Zerg player, and a second barracks is going down for LiquidTLO. And MaDFroG has scouted this, and he knows he has not taken a refinery. Again, extractor going up for MaDFroG, and MaDFroG is getting another expansion. Wow, this is 3 expansions versus 2 expansions. There are not any attacking units just yet. There is 1 Marine coming out. It's all been probes and SCVs so far. Very, very unusual. And then we see this probe is still inside the base. He's got to find 1 Marine to kill off that probe before he puts down additional tech buildings. I think that would be his best choice. He's putting down a refinery. The probe is going to see it. I mean, the drone's going to see it. I keep on calling it probes because I play Protoss mainly. But here we go. Let's see some production units. There's 2 orbital commands going up with 2 additional Marines. A Queen's coming out for MaDFroG, an additional refinery. So actually, Zerg has more bases and more extractors to get gas for tech. A 3rd extractor is going up. Whoa, this is very, very unusual. It seems that both these players are going to be going for, and there was a supply drop just then. Both these players are going to go for heavy tech, maybe, I want to say. Oh no, actually LiquidTLO is sticking with his Marines. This is very, very strange. I've never seen a game quite like this. Metabolic boost going up for the Zerg player. 3rd expansion going up. 2nd expansion, 3rd base going up, I mean. We see more Marines. What exactly are these players planning? A lot of Marines coming out for LiquidTLO. He needs the Marines to kill off these destructible rocks. And oh man, I think MaDFroG is gonna do some heavy tech, as we do see that he has 3 times the income in gas more than the Terran player. The Terran's only doing 1 refinery, whereas the Zerg has 3 extractors. This could get very interesting very fast. Stem pack being researched by LiquidTLO. There's some Zerglings running to the middle. Oh no, they're actually charging down, maybe to see if the Marines are in front of his base defending. The army count is still relatively close, but if we take a look at the units, there are many, many more drones than there are SCVs. LiquidTLO moves out, kills off one Zergling, and says, "Okay, that's enough of that. You guys know that you're outside my base. That's all I wanted you to know." Still 3 base action versus 1 base. These Marines are working on these destructible rocks. It's taking them quite a bit. Now 40 probes versus 26 SCVs. Even though some of those probes are, not probes, some of those drones are in the extractors, but there's quite a significant difference of income. There is a 400 income gap in terms of minerals, and there's a 100-200 mineral gas gap in terms of the secondary resources. Marauder's coming up for LiquidTLO. Looks like he's going to do the MMM ball. And he scans and he sees 1 base. Does he know about the secondary base? No, he doesn't know that there's a second expansion net for MaDFroG. MaDFroG seems to favor expanding to where the players don't expect it. Centrifugal hooks are going up for MaDFroG, which makes me think he's going to go for a bailing bust, because there's only 1 supply depot here, followed by 2 barracks. And then we see Marine Marauder moving out for LiquidTLO. I think these Zerglings would be able to get a good surround. Oh, bailing's coming out. This could get very sweet very soon. If we take a look at the unit tabs, 14 Zerglings. Oh no, they're actually changing the bailings. And then here we go. LiquidTLO is pushing into the first natural expansion of MaDFroG, and he does see that bailings are coming out, and he's trying to kill off these bailings. But bailing come in, and decimates this army. He loses a ton of army. Now there's only 4 Marauders left, 2 Marines coming, and then there's 6 little bailings coming in. He kills off 3 of the remaining. He kills off all the Marauders. Now there's only 1. There's only 1 Marine left, but he's able to take that out. This is going to be very interesting. I think it may be a very fast-paced game. As we see Zerglings surrounding these Marines, Zerglings will be able to corner this Marine Marauder and take him out. I don't think this is a good place for LiquidTLO, as he's getting surrounded by Zerglings everywhere, inside his base, outside his base. He needs to be able to choke off this little excerpt here, because this is where the bailings are likely to come in if MaDFroG goes for a bailing bust. If we take a look at the probe count, the probes are actually quite ahead for MaDFroG. MaDFroG is maybe thinking about taking another base. He has a considerable army advantage right now, and he also has a resource income advantage. Everything is running in favor of MaDFroG because he has a 3rd expansion that I don't think LiquidTLO knows about quite just yet. But LiquidTLO's got to know something's up, because there's way too many units for a 2-base Zerg. A 4th and a 5th expansion going up. This is very cool. And here we see MaDFroG is working on potentially his 6th expansion, knowing how far ahead he is. Marine shield, combat shield going up for the Marines, and he's actually expecting Mutalisks because he scanned and he saw that there was a spire going down. There's 1 Overlord hanging out around here to make sure nothing is coming out of the base, or to let him know in advance that something's coming out. If we take a look at the income tabs, there's quite a bit of a disparity actually. For some reason, LiquidTLO is farming more minerals. I think this is an oversaturation. Oh, not quite oversaturation, but there's a lot of drones, a lot of SCVs there. As we see these Zerglings coming into play, expecting LiquidTLO to take this bait, but he has not. There's 3 turrets here, so he should be okay, but he might be able to snipe out this command center. The Marines and Marauders are coming out to the front, out into the back, to try to take out. They stem up, they try to take out the Medevacs, not the Medevacs, the Mutalisks, but he was not able to. But what TLO really needs right now is Medevacs. And he has free reign over LiquidTLO's base with these Mutalisks, because these Marines are not fast enough. If they were to stem, these Mutalisks can just run the heck out of there. If we take a look at the income tab, the Zerg is now very much ahead. These Zerglings are placed here strategically so that if they should run out, they could get a good surround. I think LiquidTLO knows he has to play this game defensively, but then I don't think he knows that there are so many Zerg bases. He only sees 2 Zerg bases out of the total of 5. He scans and he sees the main base. He sees infestation pit and 2 evolution chambers. A series number of upgrades, 1/1 upgrades going for the Zerg player. And the Marine Marauder is not feeling too happy about their current situation, knowing that there is a bunch of Zerglings and Balings right outside their base with Mutalisk. Oh man, oh man. This tank needs to get sieged up or he's gonna get eaten up. And here comes a huge Baling bus. He busts down both of the barracks and the supply depot. The gates are completely open at this point. These tanks are trying to decide where to go because there's absolutely nothing in front of them preventing any Zerglings from coming in. Here comes the scout for LiquidTLO. The barracks are floating in, seeing a third base. Did he see the third base? He sees 3 bases now, still only 3 bases of the 5. LiquidTLO does not quite know what's going on as he sees massive amount of Zerglings and Mutalisk, but he doesn't know where the income is coming from. He's not scanning for the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th base. Right now it's 2 base Terran against 5 base Zerg. Burrowing ability coming up for the Zerg and MaDFroG. This is one really fun game to watch. Here we have the tanks not sieged up. They could get sieged up, but I don't think they want to, as the Zerglings and the Balings will run really fast, and the Balings now have Burrow. Now they would be able to trap any Terran units that would try and harass his base on the ground. SCV scouting to see if anyone has taken the high yield. And here we see a bunch of Balings, and oh, one Baling takes out this lone SCV that was about to be dead anyway. And then here we see the main forces of LiquidTLO trying to go out. Nope, they're not going out. These Mutalisk and these Balings are waiting for them. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I am not sure if LiquidTLO knows what he's doing. As we see the production tab, the MaDFroG player is not doing much because he knows he's way ahead in pretty much everything. Now he's just getting some upgrades and an Ultralisk building just to probably seal the deal. He knows that the Terran player is only on 2 base where he has been on 5 base. No, 6 base now the entire time. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Now, the Terran player, LiquidTLO, is sending out the barracks to scout once again to see what's going on. He only sees 3 bases of the 6 bases. Oh man, this is too funny to watch. And these Baling, he does not know about. They're just marching out to their deaths right now, I think. He's going to get a good surround here. He's trapped them in between 2 Baling. And the tanks are sieging up. The Balings pop, destroying almost immediately a good chunk of the Terran forces. The Balings are running away. He's scanning. LiquidTLO is scanning, and now he knows that there are more Balings. The Balings coming from the back, destroying about all but one lone Marauder that has only 30 HP left. At this point, it's pretty much GG. Oh man, what superb Zerg play by MaDFroG. Completely destroying the little one. I think the little one's main problem is that he does not know about the extra 3 bases that the Zerg player has, and he did not expect this much resistance. And these Mutalisk should be able to take out this one tank and this one Hellion. There's one Thor coming out. It does not look very good. The army count is at almost half. LiquidTLO only has 90, whereas MaDFroG has 140. And we see Infestors. Wow, the Zerg player is just getting whatever tech he wants because he has so many bases, so much income, and not enough macro or micro to spend it all. I mean, at some point, LiquidTLO's got to call GG, but he does not want to give up. He goes like, I'm gonna go tanks and then just turtle up, and hopefully, maybe I'll get some battle cruisers and kick your ass. But he still does not know about the extra bases that the Zerg player has. The Zerg is just harassing this one barracks. Some Infestors, no, some Zerglings destroying some Hellions, and this one lone Marine's coming out say, hey, what's going on? I'm just gonna sit here and see what you have. He sees Zerglings and 2 Infestors, like, I'm gonna stop right here. This is as far as I'm going today. He should really turn back. But he stamps up and he charges inside. And he's charging inside the base. He's going and attacking one drone. Oh, and there is way too many Zerglings.